chipped in to this effort, and we are so thankful for the support and the work that you all put in. And perhaps most of all, this effort took the work of one specific man, and we can't celebrate tonight's victory without recognizing him. Many of you know Arthur Bernard as a father who lost his son, Artie Strout, in their horrific act of violence in Lewiston. Many of you know him as an active spokesperson who has effectively made the case now to both legislators and voters for why we should pass this common sense law. And many of you know him as an advocate who has put every spare moment that he's had into this victory here tonight. And I feel honored that I have come to know Arthur as a dear friend. I have come to know him through the days where the weight of his loss becomes unbearable, the mornings after nights full of nightmares and terrible fractured dreams about his son and that night, the late nights of anger when legislative deadlines passed and our leaders failed to advance this policy. I've come to know Arthur as our champion, as a man who experienced the deepest, most painful loss any of us can imagine, and devoted his remaining strength to ensuring that none of us ever know the same. To Arthur, I, and I'm sure I speak for all of us when I say we, owe our gratitude. Thank you so much. Finally, I also want to thank our partners, particularly the Alliance for Gun Responsibility and Renee Hopkins, the executive director of that organization who is here tonight, for the leadership and support of our national coalition of state partners against gun violence. Tonight's victory is first and foremost a victory for Mainers, but it is also bigger than just us. It is part of a roadmap, a lesson for how we enact common sense gun laws that save lives and protect our communities from gun violence. After years of federal inaction, our incremental efforts that put real change on layaway, the road to creating safer communities and a safer nation runs through states like Maine, where voters have the power to take direct action on this issue when our politicians fail. We are proud that Maine is a part of that movement alongside the Alliance for Gun Responsibility and other local state-based gun violence prevention organizations across the country. The time of begging for incrementalism is over. It ends through the national movement that we are all a part of here tonight. Our victory tonight is a huge victory for Maine that will save lives, and it will also resonate in states across the country. States where voters refuse to keep begging their lawmakers for the tiniest bit of urgency after horrific acts of mass violence. States where families urge their leaders to treat the scourge of firearm suicide as gun violence, which it is. States where the gun lobby has maintained their control through fear, misinformation, and smoke screens meant to scare elected officials with outdated ideas around the politics of gun violence policies. Which brings me back home right here in Maine. Here tonight, despite years of opposition from the gun lobby and the politicians they back, we have shown that our movement for common sense, responsible gun legislation is stronger than they are. To our elected officials in Augusta and those considering running for office, I have a message. See us tonight. See us, hear us. You will hear loud and clear where Mainers stand. We say enough is enough. We say common sense is bipartisan. And we say if you're out of step, then you're out of line with Maine. And this March, march will catch up to you. And I just realized I have more people I have to thank. And Jordan over there, who has been... And you have been such an extraordinary advocate for us, and we are just so grateful for everything you have done for this movement and for this campaign. And also Joe Anderson, there he is, who has also done the same. David Maltz, who couldn't be here tonight because he's ill. Also, you know, we are blessed to have so many people who are so passionate about this, that they have used their time and their energy. And I also want to thank our incredible legislative leaders who have been champions of gun safety in this state. I can't tell if you're telling me not to say anything.
No, you can talk.
Okay.
The accomplishment of the people of Maine.
Yes.
They did it.
Thank you. So, as Ann Carney says, this is an accomplishment of the people of Maine, and we are so grateful for your leadership and for the leadership of others. Tomorrow is the concern of others who may have worked against us and against the people of Maine and their safety, but tonight is for us. Tonight we have proven the impossible possible, and we have shown that we are only limited by what we assume to be politically unfeasible. We've shown that the gun lobby may pretend that their political influence overwhelms us, but we know that there are more of us than there are of them. We know that Mainers reject an old false choice between gun rights and gun responsibility, that we can respect the freedom to own guns and also respect that communities should have the freedom to feel safe and to be safe. That kids should have the freedom to not worry about school shooters, that moms like me should have the freedom to not worry every morning when we drop off our kids at school. Creating a safer future is a choice. It is a choice that all of us together in this movement make every day. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for all of your efforts. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this incredible movement, both tonight and in the days, months, and years to come. On behalf of the entire board of the Maine Gun Safety Coalition and our partners across the state and across the country, welcome, welcome to this movement. We have more work to do, but tonight we celebrate. Thank you so much. I think Arthur has a few words.
Boy, I'd like to thank everybody who worked on this. You know, I mean, the idea that we went out and did the things that we did and collected these signatures from Mainers, and they were willing to listen to us. I've had so many conversations since the beginning of this, and not all my gun owner friends, you know, agree with me, but we are still friends, but most did. I just knew that there was more people with common sense to take these steps in this state. I wish we could do nationwide votes like this, because I think the majority of the nation wants safer gun laws. I mean, the mental health aspect that people complain about all the time. This is just a step to take care of that mental health. It's really what it is. I mean, but this gives us that tool. It gives the families that tool to address a mental health situation that other people might not see, so we don't have another tragedy like this. I will say that I consider Robert Card another victim of this, because had we had something like this, had the family been listened to and something was done, maybe his family wouldn't have lost him either. You know, we could have saved 19 lives. So I'm just very appreciative for everybody who stepped up with this. And I don't know anything else to do these days but make people listen and try to give common sense. That's all we want, you know. And Mainers proved that tonight. So thank you.
Well done.
Okay, so I don't really know either, but listen to what they